How do you see your forever home? Is it like falling in love at first sight? Once you know, and you promise to stay true till the very end? Maybe your vision is an ongoing project. You can imagine yourself fitting out the ideal, customized space that serves every particular purpose perfectly. Do you see your forever home as a legacy? A special, meaningful place you can pass down to future generations? For New Jersey artist Ricky Boscarino, this old hunting cabin in the woods is all three. And he spent the past 33 years transforming it from this to this. A forever home so inspired, his bathroom is a Garden State landmark. Welcome to Luna Parc. The year was 1988. The hair was big, but Boscarino's dreams were even bigger. This old hunting cabin was definitely in need of some TLC, but even then, he knew this was where he wanted to spend the rest of his life. Boscarino was 28 years old, and he said he had an instant connection with the house.
I was always thinking about my house, my dream house. In 1988, we walked across this little bridge up the driveway, and I saw this dilapidated little shack, and I said to my realtor, "This is it." And she said, "It is?" And in that instant, I knew that this would be the place I would spend the rest of my life.
Obviously, the place was going to require some work, but he likes to joke that the project started out fast and accelerated. Over 30 years, and I don't even want to guess how many thousands of man-hours later, this house, estate really, went from 4 rooms to 15, 650 square feet to 5,000. Boscarino's not only an artist, he's an avid collector of knickknacks, oddities, and general cool stuff. And he always knew eventually he'd run out of display room. Building more space out and way up is one solution to an always expanding collection. So is turning your yard into a sculpture museum. There's so many interesting sights to take in before we even make it inside. There's a looming clock tower, allegedly New Jersey's largest aluminum foil ball, and other various works of art made from copper, wood, steel, and tons of mosaic tile, one of Boscarino's favorite art forms. Luna Parc is famous for the sheer volume of sculpture around the grounds, including a backyard fence made from old crutches and a working water fountain constructed from recycled plumbing fixtures left over from Luna Parc's assorted renovation projects. One of the most impressive works is this enormous Artichoke Portico, which is actually the entrance to the house. It's constructed from over 3.5 tons of cement. Stepping into this house/museum, and yes, Boscarino really lives here, you can really start to get a feel for just how big this space is. It's hard to believe at one point it was just over 600 square feet. The house isn't just a museum. The artist views the entire space as a sculpture itself.
I looked at it and I thought, oh my God, this could be mine. I thought, I am at perpetual summer camp. And no matter what I do to this house, this is going to be a legacy. And it was a blank palette.
Italian villas were the inspiration here. In villas, all the rooms of the house made a square around a central, sunlit courtyard. Looking around, you can see the colorful kitchen covered in 10,000 corks. If it all feels a little overwhelming, simply step into the Zen room, complete with a sky blue ceiling and a huge circular window that looks out onto the surrounding landscape. The Zen room is one of the coziest spaces in the original cabin footprint, but it's grown so much bigger. This house doesn't have stories. In Luna Parc, they're called levels. At level 6, we have the Thread Studio. New Jersey winters can be pretty cold, so when you can't work on your outdoor art projects, simply learn weaving. And at the very top of the house are levels 10 and 11, an impressive roof deck with kinetic wind machines clanging away on a windy day. This whimsical woodland perch was always a part of Luna Parc's long-term plans, but it's one of the more recently updated projects. It's kind of hard to build your rooftop sculpture garden before you've even completed your art wing, you know? One of the most common questions visitors want to know the answer to is, was this all part of a master plan or was it improvised? Maybe not surprisingly, the answer's a little bit of both. Transformation is a theme that's woven throughout all the works in and around the house. The cycle of creation and destruction, beginnings and endings. One of the artist's favorite rooms is the Biblioteca, which serves as, of course, a library, but also a meditation space and an extremely cozy wintertime hangout spot. These shelves are filled with enough inspirational art reference books so that come spring, anyone could become an expert in the works of, let's say, Aubrey Beardsley. The flowing lines of illustrator Beardsley and organically shaped forms of architect Antoni Gaudi are just two of the seemingly infinite artistic inspirations for Luna Park. Another source of inspiration is the artist's personal travels and the beautiful things he's found around the world. Let's take a look inside the Asia room. Pieces from Tibet, Thailand, and Cambodia fill this space. And laying into the floor is a capsule. Actually, the future resting place of Boscarino. His ashes, that is. That's right. After his death, this home will be not just a mansion, not just a museum, but a mausoleum. One day, the artist himself will be on display, but not anytime soon. He says he plans to live to 106. Still, when some people say forever home, they mean forever home. Through these beautiful wooden doors, found in a little place outside Beijing, technically a salvage yard, you enter the ballroom. And this is probably the only ballroom you'll ever come across where dancing is off the table. This huge space is crammed full of collectibles, artifacts, artworks, and oddities. There's a lot to look at, but without a doubt, the chandelier is among the most eye-catching. It drops straight through the floor and into the kitchen cantina. One of the most impressive features of Luna Park is its intricate, incredible mosaic tile bathroom. Whoa. Art house, average house, you gotta have somewhere to go. Boscarino described this room as a monument to the body and its functions. And that theme plays out in these stained glass scenes dedicated to the phases of life. It took about 5 years and 1 million tiny tile fragments to piece it all together. Yes, it's a lot to take in, but all of the bathroom basics are here. Even a shower right in the middle of the room. Boscarino says the process of building his home has been fun, nightmarish, joyful, painful, and every emotion in between.
There are at least 30 simultaneous projects that I could count. I am in a constant state of overwhelm. But I compensate it by, the sheer fun of doing the projects, doing the mosaics. It's all in a day's work, really.
Ricky says it's a lot of fun to live here, but it's also a lot of work. As he's gotten older, one of the hardest parts of maintaining the house is just beating back the encroaching nature. But no worries, he's not working here alone. Luna Park is also known as the Museum of the New Alchemy. There are workshops for new and emerging artists, and 2 days a year, he opens his home for the public to tour. Part passion, part obsession, 100% Boscarino. Luna Park is one of the most inspiring forever homes I've ever run across. A home can be a place to live, but it can also be a monument to creativity. It can be a learning center to pass knowledge down to young apprentices. A home can be a sculpture, a museum, a landmark. As Boscarino has proven, any house can be turned into the perfect forever home. This new alchemist, by making his home the perfect expression of himself, really did create gold. Are you looking for your forever home where you can express yourself? Head over to rockethomes.com or download the Rocket Homes app on your phone and start your search today. And when he's done...
Towards me a little bit. Can you stop? Okay, she is doing a very creepy look right now.
I don't know.